Now those of you who are die-hard fans, you would say the same thing. Digimon is an amazing series. Maybe not as of recently, but overall this is a phenomenal series. And for those people who are die-hard fans, I know you hate being in the shadow of Pokemon, but today we're going to spill some truth. I want to talk about what Digimon does better than Pokemon. Now of course there's two sides to the story, therefore in the future we will have what Pokemon does better than Digimon. However, for this video I want to enlighten you guys what Digimon is. This series is not just a ripoff, even though it really looks like it. And maybe after this you'll consider giving it a chance. So let's go ahead and get started. What does Digimon do better than Pokemon? Now as we all know, Pokemon and Digimon have similarities that are kind of weird. In both series you have partners that are monsters that you use to fight. Both have evolution mechanics, and heck, they both got Mon in the name. But first let's just talk about the animated series for both Pokemon and Digimon. Now with both of these series coming out within 2 years from one another, they have some similarities. But overall the main character of Digimon, Tai, might be a better character than Ash Ketchum. Now we can all point out the obvious that Tai gets older through the series. And not too long ago there was a continuation of the original Digimon called Digimon Tri. But we shouldn't point out just Tai being older is a better trait. Instead we can point out that Tai has more dimensions as a protagonist than Ash Ketchum does. For those of you who recall, do you remember the time when Agumon evolved into Skull Greymon? This all happened because Tai was being a hater. But the thing is, because it's Digimon, you can revert these changes. You see, there has been times when a Pokemon evolves and suddenly it's just angry. An example of this is Ash's Monferno. This Pokemon hated Paul, and for good reason, but it doesn't make sense why he wants to evolve because of the hate of Paul once he's with Ash. I mean, throughout the whole series, Infernape was kind of on that revenge arc. But I understand, I get it, Sasuke, it's okay. But the burning emotions of hate and sadness show a lot more in evolutions in Digimon compared to Pokemon. The truth is, as soon as a Pokemon evolves through hate in that series, it stays that way. In Digimon, you can always revert back and try again for another evolution. Now, are there some niche times that this has happened in Pokemon? Yes, but it's not as big as it is in Digimon. But when it comes to these two, I'm sorry, but just having a goal is not enough. At the time I'm recording this video, they have confirmed that Ash Ketchum will not be a part of the anime in the future. But just because he achieved his dream of being a Pokemon master does not mean he's a better character overall. Now Tai never had a true ambition or goal. You could say it's to save the digital world, but did he walk outside to go do that? No. The difference is Tai was forced to do that but found a companion for life doing so. The growth and relationship between Tai and Matt is always going to be better than Ash and Gary. But don't get me wrong, it's still Ash Ketchum and Pikachu. These characters will always be a dynamic duo, just like peanut butter and jelly. But just because you're an icon does not mean you have depth. But now is a good time to talk about the difference between a Pokemon and a Digimon. And here's a good plug. Do you know about this little organization called PETA? Maybe I shouldn't say they're little, that's kind of disrespectful. But PETA has been hating on Pokemon since day one. And the reason is because Pokemon, they kind of seem like they're slaves. Now if you take a step back and think about it, you really capture these Pokemon just to fight. Now listen, I'm not trying to get into the weeds like that, but you know it's true. You force these Pokemon into a ball and then you force them out to go fight later on. With Digimon, it's not like that. These Digimon have always said to be partners of their pair. Another way to say this is it's by choice. Digimon choose to go with their human companion, and even so, each human companion only has one Digimon. And when you compare the machinery from a Pokeball to a Digivice, you see they're not even close to being the same. Pokeballs are meant to just trap them in there. That's it. But Digivices are not meant to hold something in. All they ever do is make something evolve. And majority of the time it has to be through friendship and bonds. Now Pokemon, you mainly evolve because you hit a certain level. I mean, there are friendship Pokemon, but come on now. But since we are talking about the evolution of Pokemon and Digimon, we might as well talk about the elephant in the room. These games are not close to being equal. But unfortunately for Digimon, everything I said before about having one companion is just not there anymore. You see, in majority of Digimon games, your job is actually to collect these Digimon and put them in the PC. Now that completely goes against everything I just said, but guess what, I still do it. But if we sit here and compare the last Pokemon games compared to Digimon games, it is true, Pokemon, it does the same formula over and over and over again. And there are some things that are pretty lackluster. However, Digimon, you give me a great story and amazing details, but for some strange reason, your games just don't hit. And I'm talking about you. The latest Digimon game was delayed for years, and when it finally comes out, people hate it. But meanwhile, when there's a Pokemon game that comes out, people love that regardless. It doesn't matter how bad it is. Now, this is not a review over Digimon Survive nor Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, but if I had to take similar games from both franchises and I compare them 1-to-1, I'm sorry, I have to pick Digimon. Majority of the times you're gonna see what you want in Pokemon, but just better. But listen, there's plenty of other reasons I could say Digimon is better than Pokemon, but there's also another side of the coin. There's reasons that Pokemon is better than Digimon. So shameless plug, but I am going to tell you to subscribe to see that video in the future. But listen, all you Digimon fans, I know you've played a Pokemon game in your life, but if you're a Pokemon fan, have you played Digimon? I mean, I know you Pokemon fans want a little bit more from the series, so why don't you go ahead and try the unloved twin? I'm not saying you're gonna find love, but at least you'll find a friend. So maybe you should try Digimon. And with that, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. More videos coming soon. Like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff, and I'll see y'all next video. Y'all take care. Peace.